To New Thought Live. This is Dean Regan and Rich Smith. Rich Smith and Dean Regan for New Thought Live, our new thought for the day. Stay tuned. But we're asking the question, creatives, are you willing to be enough? Enoughness. Enoughness.
First, let's start with you are enough. You are enough.
Are enough.
Now, how do we get there?
Sometimes living the life of a creative, we've got so many questions, so many creative possibilities. We could do this and we can do this, or we could do it this way or do it that way. So many different possibilities and so many ideas. And sometimes they bump up against our own other ideas or other people's ideas. And it can be difficult to stake claim gracefully to your own choices and direction. And that's what we're here talking about today, is staking claim gracefully to your own direction and your own thoughts and choices of being enough.
Stop judging yourself. Stop allowing others to judge you. And just know that you are enough. That's what you got down here, Dean. Identify your standard from a neutral emotional state. What do you want? What do you want?
What do you want? What do you want? So when you're in a place, so last night I was in a situation, a magnificent creative experience with some wonderful folks, and we were working through some musical creativity together. And at one point there was a sense of consternation because someone could not get what they wanted. And what they wanted was out of alignment with my sense of truth for the group that I am leading.
How do you handle that?
Well, and I love that the person said, I feel a little bit like I'm in the first grade. You're not allowing me to do this. And I took a deep breath, and I was able to say yes. And I feel like a teacher in the first grade, standing for. We start rehearsal at the downbeat, and that everyone needs to be prepared. And if you're not prepared, that's cool. Just do what you need to do without taking time from the rehearsal. And that's a standard that I have. It's a standard that I stand for myself in this group. And as the leader, it's a boundary that I'm creating for the group. But sometimes I can push that kind of stuff forward with kind of a bit of too much emotional involvement, too much trying to be a good guy or trying to be forceful or and what I've learned over the years is really to recognize that you have a right to your own set of standards, and to be enough with those standards, even when people may be pushing against them, doesn't make them bad and wrong, but it also doesn't make you bad and wrong. Yeah. And you get to, I love this idea of taking a breath. When I take a breath, there are a number of things that go on in my being. I've already trained myself to ask, how is this happening for me? Boom. You don't even have to go through the question. How is this happening for me? To center into alignment, to experience and express a sense of love, and know that I have a right to my own point of view, my own creative self. And that's what we've got. We've got a right to our own creative selves. Our super seekers out here for New Thought Tuesday and today New Thought Live, our super seekers, I think, are looking for a sense of gracefully expressing their sense of commitment to their creative decisions. Whether you're a creative in the arts or you're creative in textiles or wherever you're a creative. So that ability to authentically express your sense of being enough, even when people are pushing against it, that's what I stand for.
Yeah.
So when you talk about enoughness, when we talk about enoughness, Rich, what's your experience with that sense of being enough, or that sense of not being enough, or what do you do when you're feeling, when you catch yourself, when you tap yourself on the shoulder and going, oh, I just bought into a load of blah, blah, blah. This is not my highest truth. This is not who I am. What do you do?
You know, this is good you brought this up, because this is something I have a challenge with in my life. It's just feeling like I'm not enough.
Yeah.
Like I don't have enough in my life, or want enough, or deserve enough, especially the deserving thing. And so I struggle with this. So this is something that I'm open to your suggestions, Dean, on what can we do about this. I suffer from this quite a bit of not being enough. I know that in spirit that I'm one with everything, right? I know
Right.
that there's infinite intelligence creating through me.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm really good at what I do. And I know that what I do is something that's necessary, and people need the services that I offer. But yet there's this deep emotional feeling of not being enough. And I'm open, team. So what do you do? Give me some advice here. Give us all advice as creators.
So did everybody watch Rich as he was authentically going through something that was vulnerable for him? It's like, look, dude, I have an issue with this, and you can see it on his face, and he was with it. And then go back and rewind this and watch what he does. He pulls out of his thinking mind some spiritual premises that when he's not feeling enough, he can still call upon. He's not authentically incorporating them yet, but he starts calling upon them. And he starts, I am one with everything. There is only infinite intelligence. My contribution is necessary. And I would add the word in assessment of you, Rich, and loving. And as he started going through that, he began to let go of this sense of not enoughness. But the gold is where it's like, I'm sitting in the middle of this crock of whatever, and I'm going to choose to move my thought in a new direction.
Yeah.
So that's the gem that comes out of that little piece there. But then you say, but so I'm open up to your suggestions. So you reached out to a friend, a spiritual, I like to call us prayer partners, because we spend a lot of time together going through New Thought, Ancient Wisdom ideas and bringing that into our day-to-day practice. Our very relationship is part of my spiritual practice. And that's for our whole community of New Thought Tuesdays. Folks, this is part of our spiritual practice. To just consider this and listen to these two weirdos go on about their stuff. So here's what I got. Here you go. You asked a question. I got 4 answers for you, 4 or 5.
Okay, great.
So first, I do just what you did. Identify that you don't feel enough.
Yeah.
So you're judging yourself as wanting, or somebody else you perceive as judging you, and you hook yourself, or they hook you, as being not up to the standards. So number 1, identify that this is going down. I have a sense of not feeling enough, being enough. Then identify your standard. What is it that you want, your standard? What, out of the situation that you're in, what do you want to experience? And identify it from a neutral state. I'll put this stuff in the chat for you guys. And in the comments. Decide that you are absolutely enough. Okay, so you're on your pathway to deciding. 1, you identify. 2, you identify that you're not feeling enough. 2, you identify your standard from a neutral emotional state. Take a breath. Let all the anxiety or the consternation, or sometimes even the joy, go away, and identify what it is you want, and take another breath. I'm big into taking breaths. Then number 4, that 3 was taking a breath. 4, decide you are absolutely enough right here and right now, even if you appear not to have the information, the ability, the talent, or whatever you feel that you are wanting more of. Decide that you are enough right here and right now. As I'm speaking to you all and to you, Rich, I've decided that who the hell am I to be saying this on the internet across the world? Well, I am enough right here and right now. And then you determine how to move forward.
Yeah.
Now, you can go in two different directions or a combination of both. All right, you're at work, something's going down, you're nailed a little bit, feeling not enough. If you can call on your spiritual practice right there and then, boom, go for it. And then move on to an intellectual choice. If you need to kind of grapple down and go, I need to come up with an idea that fits my values, fits my intelligence, fits what I'm determined to do, then intellectually follow it. So either intellectually or spiritually, or a combination of both if you're up to that, determine how you want to move forward. And then take a single step in that direction with confidence.
Yeah.
Either by yourself or with the other or others around you. Take a single step in that direction. Pose a question. Inquire. Ask, be curious about how to move forward from this sense of not enoughness. So take the topic and be curious about it and pose it as a question.
Yeah.
From a neutral standpoint, don't get involved in your excessive emotions.
Yeah.
Just be aligned with it in a spiritual place and with confidence. And that's one of the reasons Rich and I are focused on confidence a little bit these days. And we are focused on, we've got our 5-day confidence challenge, and we have our 6-day confidence intensive. Both of these involve tapping, which we are offering to you. So you can find out more about that at newthoughttuesdays.com. So, okay. So, and thank you for listening to the plug, because it's part of how we get this idea out here. So again, Rich, identify that you're not feeling enough. 2, identify the standard that you want to achieve from a neutral emotional state. 3, take a breath. 4, decide you are absolutely enough right here and right now. And determine how to move forward, either intellectually or spiritually. And 5, take a single step in the direction that you want to go with confidence.
Yeah. I'm going to add a little 5.5 in between the 5 and 6. The spiritual thing for me is, I think you pointed out, and I didn't realize I was doing it, just what I did. Go through a rampage of appreciation about yourself. I am great. I am smart. I'm intelligent. I know this stuff. I love talking about this stuff. I love being a coach. Being a coach is my calling in life. I'm being called to do this. And when you go through this rampage of appreciation, I'm a filmmaker. I love making films. The films I make are impactful. They're impacting society. And you just keep going on with this rampage of appreciation. When you're done, you're not going to, you're there. You did it. You made it to the other side. And that's my spiritual advice, a rampage of appreciation.
And speaking of a rampage of appreciation, let's do a shout out for Esther Hicks at Abraham Hicks, where she is all into rampages of appreciation. And I've kind of retooled some of that in some of my musical metaphors. I love the rampage of appreciation. And finally, since we're talking about appreciation, I want to do a shout out today to a friend of mine, Rick Tamlin, who's got a business called It's All Made Up. I love Rick. I'm a big fan, and the deal is
all made up.
All made up. It's all made up. You guys, we're making this up. All of us. Enjoy it. Iterate it. Move forward. Have a good time. It's so great to see you here. Thank you for being here. Anything else, Richard?
No, I think we're good. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Tuesdays.
New Thought Tuesdays. 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Atlantic time. So go to newthoughttuesdays.com, If I had some graphics right here, there'd be newthoughttuesdays.com right there. So see it right there, newthoughttuesdays.com, and sign up for reminders and join us and get to know us on the Zoom. The Zoom link. We're looking forward to meeting you, looking forward to helping you, and looking forward to getting you spiritual results
There you
that
go.
make your life the very best.
Get you in the zone. Okay. Hey, thanks, Dean. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.